between 700 and 1,000 small hydro plants existing in Poland alone. Many are no longer operating, and of those that are, most could not qualify as either green or autonomous. They must be constantly monitored by a professional, and the old designs need grease or oil to lubricate bearings and packing boxes. The mill at Chimno, located near the largest center of Bytov, is one such example. Currently owned by Magdalena Kogutowska and her dad, the mill has not run in over 10 years. Until now, Magdalena explains her plan as of summer of 2014.
Welcome to a beautiful setting, a setting that is one lake, another lake, and a river right behind me. In between these two lakes we have a beautiful hotel. Once upon a time this house, now a hotel, used to be an old mill making flour, and now we would like to change this and make it into a mill that produces energy. Green energy, and we are very interested in doing this because we are ecologically minded, and also because it would be a very interesting experiment to have, also not just for us but also for the people who come here as guests, to see how alternative energies can be produced. For local children to come and see how green energy or water can be used for different things besides swimming in. And so here we are at the beginning of a new adventure, and I hope that you will join us and see how it unfolds.
The mill predates the 1927 inscription etched into the stone structure of the gate that admits water to the forebay, likely constructed by German inhabitants of the region around the turn of the last century. There are three negative aspects to the power plant that replaced the original grinding mill, and perhaps they were part of the reason the facility was abandoned prior to being purchased by Magda's father. The main guide bearing was made of bronze, and while operating immersed in water, needed to be frequently fed a fresh supply of grease from this large grease cup. Larger machines in other locations consume grease by the barrelful for exactly the same purpose. In 1950 it didn't matter, now it does. The next problem was with this stuffing box. The rings of packing inside require grease lubrication as well, and such a seal can never operate without leakage. Tightening the packing too much is like applying a brake to the shaft. Greasing the packing not only pollutes the water, but it requires someone on site to do the work. Finally, an on-site operator is needed to record the production data and monitor the hydro turbine on a daily basis. Thornton Bearings, a family business established in 1911, is a Canadian maker of bearings and seals with plants in Canada, Poland, and Russia. The designers at Thornton had a plan to develop a special bearing that would use only water for lubrication and last at least 10 years, as well as a seal that would be maintenance-free, fully split, and virtually friction-free. Although Thornton has been making bearings and seals for the largest hydro turbines on the planet, making a solution for a machine this small proved to be a challenge. Design work on a completely new bearing arrangement and split mechanical seal was started in the fall of 2014, and in cooperation with designers at Piła-Młyn in Grudziądz, a plan was developed with the cooperation of Magdalena of Żurawie-Młyn to retrofit the turbine. By the end of the year, all machinery had been dismounted and parts were taken to the shop in Grudziądz and to the TG Dynalo plant in Słupsk. Meanwhile, in Canada, the Thornton New Product Development engineers had started the seal and bearing design project. The runner required blasting and coating with epoxy. A new shaft sleeve was needed in way of the bearing, and where the packing had worn the shaft, it required undercutting, a new welded portion applied, and then machined to accept the seal. For the shaft bearing, a new stainless steel housing was made to accept a Thornton SXL bearing. A stainless filter was then fitted to the outboard end of the housing. Reassembly began in early February 2015 with the delivery of the new runner and shaft. The original electromechanical governor was considered to be too prone to failure and was replaced by a design by Edmund Pukowski using a weighted lever arm and hydraulic actuator to open the wicket gates. He also designed a modern and smaller control panel. The split seal with silicon carbide faces was a prototype. Once it was complete, the forebay could be flooded. Wicket gates were slowly opened and water began to flow through the runner. To the delight of all, the seal did not leak and the bearing ran well. Plans to add remote monitoring of the unit to allow the engineers in Canada to view the operation via internet are underway. But the essential objectives have been successfully met, and we can say with confidence that the need for this machine to be manually operated is now history. All involved now await the long-promised legislation making production of small green hydropower in Poland a financially attractive proposition. Magdalena can now show her guests with pride her environmentally friendly way of powering the hotel, the sauna, and replacing the burning of pellets for heating in the winter. How many of the rest of the 700 installations in Poland can take advantage of these new innovative products remains to be seen. But without a functioning model, who could ever have said that it could be done? Hydropower can be truly green energy, and the world needs more of it. Not just with huge sites, but with small ones like Żurawie Młyn, where no new dams or infrastructure changes are needed. In Chimno, we turned an old, out-of-service mill into a modern 10 kilowatt production facility.